Hello, hello my lovely YouTubers. It's time for another haul, and in the last month I've been crazily shopping for makeup and I have no earthly idea why. It's like I don't like to buy clothes anymore, I don't like to buy anything except for tons of makeup, and all of this stuff that I'm looking at right now is the result of that crazy shopping. So the first thing I bought were these pre-moistened makeup remover tips. That means that they basically look like Q-tips inside here, but they already have makeup remover on them. Yes, it is a gimmick, you know, you don't need to sit here and buy something to like alleviate the pain of dipping this into makeup remover, but when you're on a job and you have like 10 people to work on, you know, like time is money, like you literally have, you know, you're on a really strict schedule, and anything that can help you do work faster is, you know, is what you should be going for. So yes, these are kind of expensive. You get 3 packs of these, and I think they are, how many are there? It's 30 swabs, but this really helps to like clean up some of like the under eye area right here that tends to get darker while doing makeup and things like that. It just saves you a lot of time, which is the only reason I bought it, not because I'm lazy and didn't want to dip it into makeup remover. Next, I got a Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. This is dark, and this is not my skin color, but the reason I bought this is because this is one of the only colors that I like in terms of blush, mineralized, whatever, that gives me a really pretty natural looking glow. So I don't have this on right now, but that's the reason I bought this, just to give me like a natural looking glow on my cheeks as opposed to buying a blush, because no blush that I found tends to look like this one does. That's the reason I bought this. Then I bought another Mineralized Skin Finish in Comfort. It's called Comfort, and this is limited edition, and I have been looking for this forever. I actually went to a MAC store and saw a sales associate there wearing this, and I loved it, and I asked her what it was, and she told me it was this, but it was sold out there, so I had to buy it on the Pro website because this is a Pro product now. Next, I got another Mineralized Skin Finish. This is called Petticoat. It's an extremely veiny pink, and I know it looks kind of weird and it's not something I would ever normally be drawn to, but these two colors, you know, layered on top of each other, this one first and this one on top, looks like a very pretty pinkish bronze, and it looks really natural for the summertime. It's also a great option for the winter if that's all you want to use to add a little shine to your face without, you know, using a highlighter and things like that. That looks really great together. Next, I went to the cosmetic company outlet, and bought a highlight powder in Golden Nectar. This is from the Naked Honey collection that came out a while ago. I didn't buy it then, but I found this at the cosmetic company outlet. It's a highlight powder, and basically it's meant for your cheekbones and areas like that, but this does not have too much shine in it, so I think it looks really great even under your eyes over here to add on top of your concealer to lighten it up a little bit more and to make you look really, really fresh. So this is one of those powders that gives you, you know, a lighter appearance in certain areas, in like, you know, when you're highlighting without adding that shine. So if you like really natural looking things, this is a really good option for you. I also got the other one, the other highlight powder, which is Honey Light. This is the lighter one of these two, and I almost use this every single day. And I know it looks really really light, but you know, even if you're my skin color or darker, don't be afraid, because this gives you a really pretty natural looking highlight. Then I bought this mineralized blush called the Soft Meow. It came out with the Felines collection. When I came out then, I didn't pay any attention to it because it looks so similar to my skin color. But, you know, I love bronzy blushes, and I was at the MAC store, and I was like letting the lady know that I wanted to get something that looked extremely bronzy but extremely natural at the same time, something that I can put on, you know, with my eyes closed and know that it'll look good. And she asked me if I had seen this one or used this one before, and I said no, and she tried this one on me and I fell in love with it. This is actually what I'm wearing right now. If you guys like my blush, this is all it is. It's just a really natural, you know, looking blush just through here. I haven't really applied too much of it, but it's really natural and looks really great on my skin type. Not skin type, skin color, sorry. Then I picked up another one of these Face Protect Protection Visages in SPF 50. As you guys know, this is my holy grail primer, and I was running out of mine, so I got another one, and I really think this is a great option for people who have oily skin who haven't been able to find a primer to stop that. This is the only thing that has worked on me, and I am pretty sure it would work on you as well, so you should definitely give this a try. Next, this is kind of my surprising purchase. I bought the Pro Longwear foundation. This is SPF 10, and I have never liked MAC foundations. I always thought they were terrible, thought they were horrible buys, that they just, you know, didn't look good. It looked awful on camera, and I could never find one that matched my skin color perfectly. But I was really shocked about this. I wanted a foundation that, I don't know, like I love foundation for some odd reason. I prefer like good skin, good blush, things like that to like eyeshadow for some odd reason. And so even though I've been using, you know, Syracuse and Tahoe for NARS Sheer Glow foundations, I for some reason want to try another foundation. I really don't even have like a reason behind it, but I did. And so I asked the lady to try on a good foundation for me, and she found this one for me, and I was really iffy about it. But my first question to her was, you know, does this look good on camera? That's my only like requirement, because I don't feel like you should have to have two foundations, one that looks good on camera and one that doesn't, you know? Because for me, I love taking pictures. So due to the fact that I wanted a foundation that, you know, looks good on camera and things like that, I didn't think this would be the best option, because most MAC foundations have titanium dioxide, which makes you look like a ghost, you know, on camera. So that was my biggest question to her, and she said she didn't know because this is pretty new and she hasn't had time to like try it out. But I bought it anyway, knowing that I could return it if I didn't like it. But surprisingly, this looks amazing on camera. And I was actually in Florida a little while ago, and I used this every single day there without having had used it at home even once. And every single time I put this on, all my friends just told me that my skin looked amazing, like it looked flawless. And as soon as I put this on, that, you know, my face just basically changed to look, you know, really, really good. And so that's, you know, a really good compliment if somebody looks at you and says, you know, your skin looks amazing. Not that it's necessarily a foundation, but it's a little weird, because the reason I don't like MAC foundations also is because they're so yellow. Like, look at this, you guys. I mean, that's obviously not what my skin really looks like, but for some reason, when you put this on, it doesn't tend to look as yellow as, you know, the Studio Fix fluids and the satin finish, things like that. It just comes off really well and really blends into my skin. This is actually what I'm wearing right now, so I want you guys to comment below and let me know what you think of this foundation. I know you guys have been watching my earlier videos where I'm wearing NARS Sheer Glow, so let me know what you guys think. You know, compare and contrast this one versus that. What do you think is a better fit for me? Next, I bought the Face and Body Foundation in the color White from the Pro website. The reason behind this is that if you're a makeup artist, you need foundations to suit every skin color. And the easiest way to do it is to buy one light, one medium, one dark foundation, and to buy a white foundation, because a lot of the time, you know, you'll get clients who are so fair that even the lightest foundation that you have in your kit isn't light enough for them, because like I know for Makeup Forever, even the lightest foundation isn't even close to as light as certain people's skin can get. So then the way you would, you know, make that foundation work is to make some of this white foundation with the lightest color that you have, so you can keep, you know, getting this even lighter and lighter and lighter to match that person's skin color, which is a really easy and cool thing to be able to do, you know, without having to find the exact color. You can just lighten a foundation to whatever extent you want with this white color. Next, I also bought the lip conditioner hydrant for MAC. For me, you know, when it comes to fall, winter, my lips get really dry. They don't get chapped, but they feel really dry and uncomfortable. And instead of wearing lip gloss to alleviate that, I finally started wearing this, and I am in love with this. I wear this every night and go to bed, and I wake up the next day with my lips feeling absolutely silky smooth to the point of no return. And I usually wear like Burt's and Bees on my lips as well, but this is a lot better. And if you're a makeup artist, I would suggest having this in your kit as well, because you guys are definitely going to get a client that has really chapped, really dry lips, and putting on lipstick or lip liner on those lips that are chapped or dry is a nightmare if you don't put on a conditioner beforehand. So that's a really important thing to have in your kit. Next, I also bought the Dim Lip Erase Lip Balm for MAC. That's what it looks like. And I'm in love with this because this conditions your lips really well, and the purpose of this is just to erase any color from your lips, like any pigmentation from your lips, before you apply a lipstick, so that you get the real pure, you know, pigmented version of that lipstick, because every lipstick is going to look different on people based on what color their lip is underneath it. So if you just erase your lip color, which is why it's called lip erase, then, you know, whatever lipstick you put on top will look like it actually does in the tube. So I thought this was the biggest hoax, because I've always used concealer on my lips and it's been fine, but concealer tends to get really dry on my lips. As soon as I put it in, it's going to sink into every line, and I can't even, like, you know, smudge my lips or do anything because it feels so gross. But this is extremely moisturizing to your lips, and I think it does a better job of concealing your lips than a concealer does. Next, I bought a blush from NARS called Madly. Ooh, hope I didn't break that. That's what it looks like. It's basically a really pretty peachy color, and it has a lot of high frost shimmer on it. And the reason behind this purchase was the fact that I've always wanted to be able to carry off peach blushes, because a lot of people of my skin color say, you know, peach blushes look better than pink, but for some reason I've never liked the way it looks. But I really like this one because it's very sheer, you know, it's a very sheer wash of color, but it's a nice peachy look as opposed to pink, because being a makeup artist, I love to experiment, and I was getting kind of sick of just always wearing pink, so I wanted to be able to carry off a peach. And you know, if you're having the same problem as me, you should try this out. It's called Madly by NARS. Next, I also bought by NARS called Luster. It's similar to Madly, but this is a lot more peach, and it's a lot more high frost. This can even look really good as just a highlighter, or if you want like glowy peachy skin. So this is like more of a natural looking thing with a lot more shimmer, if that makes any sense. But it's not as highly pigmented as this, it just has more shimmer. So it's more of like the shiny, you know, summery type of color as opposed to Madly, which you can carry off in the winter. Then I got an eyelash curler. So it's just from CoverGirl, but I stopped, you know, using eyelash curlers a long time ago for some odd reason, but I finally, you know, got back into using it, and I really love it. It makes a huge difference to your eyelashes, especially if you have shorter lashes. Just by curling this before you put on mascara, it elongates your eyelashes even more, so your mascara is going to end up doing more than it would, you know, just when you put this on without curling it, so I really like that. Then I also bought Blunt from MAC, which is, what is it called? It's a blush, but I use this as a contour color, and I had this for a long time, but it broke, and I tried to put it back together the way you're supposed to, but it didn't really work out, so I finally just bought another one like this, and I have used this to contour my cheekbones right now, and I use this every single day, whether it's rainy, sunny, you know, whatever, and I think it makes a huge difference to people's faces. If you don't have cheekbones at all, this is definitely something you should try out. Even if you do have high cheekbones, it's another great option for you. It just adds a little bit more drama to your face, but in a very nice, normal way. And I know it looks really dark, but I find that if you apply this the right way, even the lightest of skin can carry this off and make it look wearable. Then I got this little eyeshadow called Galapagos. It's from NARS, and it's a super, super shimmery brown, and it's so pretty, and I love it especially for my, to line my, oh my gosh, my lower lash line. I'm wearing this right now. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it adds a pretty, like, sheen because it has so much high frost that most other eyeshadows don't, and it actually comes off as that way, so I really, really like this a lot. It's a very pretty color, and it's one of those colors that I feel like anybody can carry off, you know, dark skin, light skin alike. It's a great option for everybody because it has that high frost gold in it, which tends to look good on everybody's skin. Then I got a mineralized blush duo. I also got this from the cosmetic company Outlet because they don't make this anymore at MAC. It's called Earth to Earth, and these actually came out with a collection, I think in 2008. I think it was like a makeup artistry collection or Color Ready or something like that. And I passed it over then. But I love this. It has like purple, it has pink, and it has like a peachy bronze look. So combined, it gives you a very, very interesting and very wearable color on your cheeks. And for me, it doesn't give off so much color because I am darker. So if you're lighter, it's going to look a lot more intense. But for me, it gives me a really pretty, you know, natural wash of color with a lot of high frost shine. Which, I don't know, I love frosty things, and I love things that look natural, and that's kind of what this is together in one. Then I got another one too. This is called Light Over Dark. This is more peachy gold. This has a little bit more pink to it. This is a lot more peachy, so kind of depends on what you like, but I really like this just because this looks a lot more like a highlighter when you put this on than this does. They're kind of similar, and you don't necessarily need to get both of them if you're not really into makeup and, you know, a makeup artist, but I've really been enjoying both of these. Then lastly, I got the Studio Finish Concealer from MAC. This is an NC42, and this is what I use in my face just to cover up blemishes and things. I've used this today, and I really like it. I was reminded again of what a great product this is. I used to have this when I was really young, I think like in 8th grade or something, but that jar got over, so I bought another one, and it's a really good product. You just have to warm it up in your hand before you use it, but once you do that, then it really, really sinks into your skin and does a great job of concealing any problem areas in your face. And lastly, I bought a few brushes from a brush company called Crown Brush. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a brush company. They actually also make Sigma's brushes, and I believe they make a lot of other companies' brushes as well. I don't know what the companies are, but this brush company is super, super cheap. It's crazy. I bought these brushes and a few more, but those are in my kit, so I'm just only going to show you the ones that I use for my own personal use. But this is an angled brush, but it's not like a normal traditional angled brush. If you guys can tell, it's not as angled upward. Like, for instance, this is a MAC angled brush, and then look at this one from Crown Brush. They're very different, but what I use this one for is to line my lower lash line. It's kind of thicker than most angled brushes. It picks up a lot more product, but it is angled enough to give you a nice, you know, easy application of eyeshadow on your lower lash line. That's what I use this for. Then I got a normal angled brush, and I use this actually to apply concealer on my face, which is a really weird thing to do, but when I'm applying Studio Finish, I take this brush and put it in there, take out some product, warm it up in my hand, and then use it on my face. And I find that by using a brush like this, it really adds, you know, the perfect amount of product to really cover up your problem areas without overdoing it. So I'm really, really liking this brush a lot. Then I got this brush, and I know I keep saying this brush, but the thing is I don't know the names because they're not printed on the brush, like, at all. Like, I'm rotating it, but you can't see anything. That's the only downfall of this, I feel like, but I think the reason for that is because they give you the option of imprinting your own names on this if you want. Like, for instance, I could write, you know, my company's name on here and a brush name. So they give you that option, but I don't know what this brush is called, but it's kind of interesting. It's not like a regular fluffy brush. It's a lot more densely packed, and I use this to apply a highlight shade under my eyebrows, and it gives you a lot more color than like a 224 or 217 would, but I kind of like that right now for the winter for a more dramatic look. Then I also got a lip liner brush like this, and this is kind of funny. This brush actually kind of reminds me of an artist's brush because it's thicker up here and thinner, but it's a really great lip liner brush. And all three of these brushes, the angled and the lip liners, I think these were like $1, like 54 or something like that, which is insane for brushes because brushes tend to be the most expensive part of like makeup artistry. You know, makeup is one thing, but brushes are a very, very expensive investment. Then I also bought this brush. It's kind of it's like a flat bronzer brush, but I use this to contour my face, and I also use this for mineral makeup because it gives you a much thicker veil of color than like a kabuki brush or any of the other brushes that you might get with like Bare Essentials or Youngblood makeup or things like that. So I'm really enjoying this, and this I think was my most expensive brush, and this was like $9. But these brushes are amazing. They're really good quality. They don't shed, and I think they're just as good as MAC, if not superior. They're definitely better than Sigma brushes, and for a fraction of the price, I mean, I wouldn't understand why anybody wouldn't want to buy them. I didn't think it could be this good just because the price was so cheap, and this catalog has like hundreds and hundreds of brushes, so it's kind of difficult to like sit there and narrow down whatever brushes you want, but they're so cheap that you can't really make a mistake. If you bought a few extra, you know, so what, it's just a few dollars down the drain. And I don't know, I'm just in love with these brushes. I'm going to do a separate review on these, you know, about each brush that I bought and why I think it's really good. But in the meantime, I'm going to put a link down below for you guys to check them out. And you know, the rest of my stuff was MAC and NARS, and I guess CoverGirl if you're looking at this little eyelash curler. But I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. I know it was longer because I've bought a lot of stuff over the last month or so, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and you know that I'll always get back to you guys. So I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.